everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Alicia, and here on this channel we talk all things books and bookish content. Now if that's something you like, sometime while you're watching this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and I would love to have you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Now in this video, I am going to be sharing with you my June to be read pile, and it is quite large. However, my month of June usually slows down a little bit. I'm a busy working mom of 2 kiddos who are very involved in sports, but in June they come home for summer break and we're together all the time, and we have a swimming pool and we can go out and swim and just hang out outside together. And I love to read while we're out there doing that. And we also have reading time in the afternoons where it's quiet time for everybody to kind of have a little bit of a break from each other, and just a time for all of us to kind of regroup, recenter before Dad gets home from work, and you know, we get on with our family evening time. Also, baseball season kind of winds down, so we're not at the ball field as much, and cheerleading is over by 5 o'clock. So we're not as busy in the evenings as we are during the school year. So that gives me a little bit more time to read. And also we have a vacation this month. We actually have 2 vacations this summer, so I'm really looking forward to both of those. But the first one does happen this month, so I'm hoping to read poolside a little bit there too, and it is a rather long car ride. So if I don't get too motion sick, maybe I can squeeze in some reading on that long car ride as well. Now, I know that was a long-winded opening to this, but let's jump right into these books. First book on my to be read for the month of June is People We Meet on Vacation. Now, this was on my May TBR list, but being a busy working mama and kiddos busy in sports, I did not get to this one. But I definitely want to get to it this month because, like I said, we have a vacation coming up, and I just think this one will be such a great read to get me in the vacation mood. I did talk more in depth about the plot and the description of this book in a previous video, in that May TBR video. I'll have that linked in the cards or down in the description box for you. My next book in my May TBR pile is Beth and Amy by Virginia Cantra, and I am so excited for this book. I've had it pre-ordered for quite a while, and it actually just came in this week because the book just was released. So this is this author's second contemporary retelling of the story Little Women. This one is about Beth and Amy, and the first one was about Meg and Joe, and I absolutely love that book. So I was really excited when she first shared sneak peeks of the cover and different things on her Instagram. And so from the moment we were able to pre-order, your girl, she had that done. So I'm really looking forward to this one. There are so many books that I want to get to each month, but this one is a top priority for the month of June. This next one, after reading those 2 light, fluffy kind of reads, I want to read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now, I talked about this book in my Books A Million book haul, but this one is about a senior girl who decides to re-examine a murder that happened in her town. A popular, beautiful high school girl was said to have been murdered by her boyfriend, but as this senior girl is re-examining the case, she discovers that maybe the boyfriend was innocent, and maybe there's someone still in their town who doesn't want her to find out the truth. So I think this will be a page turner for sure. And like I said, after reading those 2 kind of lighter, fluffier books, I will definitely be in the mood for a thriller. This one also has a second book, which I think it's called Good Girl, Bad Blood. And that's the sequel to this one. And if this one is great and I love it, I will definitely be diving into that one, and maybe I can even get to that one this summer. Now my next book is Cece Rios and the Desert of Souls. I recently did a video of my Owl Crate Jr. unboxing video, and this was one of the books in that box. I'll have that linked in the cards as well. I go into much more detail about the description of this book in that video, but essentially this one it's a fantasy book that has a lot of Spanish in the writing, and I have read great reviews that the world building of this fantasy book is phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to diving into this one, and this may be one that I read aloud to my daughter since it does have a lot of Spanish in there. I do think she will struggle a little bit with that, as I do as well. So I may read this one aloud to her. And we actually have a trip to Mexico in July. So maybe we'll get this one snuck in there before that trip, and it'll give us an opportunity to practice up on some of our Spanish. Now, back to vacation for June. I want to read The Selection. Now, I also talked about this one in that Books A Million book haul, but I have been wanting to read this book since March, and I've just not got to it. But recently, my friend read it, and she was texting me while she was reading it, and she was telling me how good it was. So I have got to read this book this month. And this will be the first one that I plan to read on our vacation. If you want more details about the description of this book, I will have that video for my book haul linked in the cards above. That way you can check that one out. I did go into more detail on this book and A Good Girl's Guide to Murder in that video. And the last book on my June TBR list is Love and Gelato. And I love a good travel book, and this one sounds like the perfect read while we're on vacation. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this series, but I do know there are a few books, and actually there is another one coming out, or maybe it is already out, but it's the paperback. I don't know, but that's coming in at the end of the month. And so I wanted to start with this little series, and the first one is Love and Gelato. It says, Lena is spending the summer in Tuscany, but she isn't in the mood for Italy's famous sunshine and fairy tale landscape. She's only there because it was her mother's dying wish that she get to know her father. But what kind of father isn't around for 16 years? All Lena wants to do is go back home. But then she is given a journal that her mother had kept when she lived in Italy, and suddenly Lena's uncovering a magical world of secret romances, art, and hidden bakeries. A world that inspires her, along with the ever so charming Wren, to follow in her mother's footsteps and unearth a secret that has been kept for far too long. It's a secret that will change everything Lena knew about her mother, her father, and even herself. People come to Italy for love and gelato, and someone tells her, but sometimes they discover much more. This book sounds so good, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And again, that third book will be in my hands at the end of this month, so hopefully I'll get all three read this summer. So that's it for my June TBR pile. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also find me on Instagram at @byaliciabrooke, although I've got to be honest with you, I'm not super active on there at this time. Also, comment down below with which one of these books sounded the best to you, or if you have a book in mind that you are really dying to read this coming month, share that with me down below as well. I love getting your recommendations and tips. I do have several of you who message me on Instagram and send me great book recommendations. So if you want to follow me over there and send those in to me, I'm greatly appreciative. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing, supporting my little space here on the interwebs, and giving me a place to talk about something I love, books. Happy reading, everyone. Bye.